I played the original Blizzard North-developed Diablo back when I was a freshman in high school. My dad really got into the game and he made it all the way down to Diablo. I did not make that much progress in the game, but I remember it having a killer soundtrack and atmosphere. I still listen to the original Tristram theme from time to time. My father and I played the game on a Packard Bell 486 PC and later picked it up again on the PlayStation. I really wish I had kept that game, as it's worth some money now. My uncle played the sequel games. I have happy memories of watching him play Diablo 2. Around that time, I was really into a similar game called Nox, that was developed by my favorite PC game developer of that time, Westwood Studios. As a kid, I used to dream about working there. I have both Nox and Diablo on my GOG account, and still play those games sometimes. I skipped Diablo 3, but I recently picked it up after creating a Battle.net account to play Diablo 4's Closed Beta. I consider myself a casual fan of the series, but I could not resist trying out the game, even if it meant eating a KFC sandwich. From the opening cutscene, I was drawn into the game's story and characters. From the main campaign to the side quests, I found the writing and world building to be enthralling and captivating. The beta featured a robust character customization system across 5 classes. I played mostly as a sorcerer, but I also dabbled a little as a necromancer. Graphically, I found the experience to be mostly smooth, but I did notice performance issues during the later open beta. More on that later. The animation and direction were impressive for the cutscenes. The snow-laden overworld provided an appropriately oppressive environment, with a day-to-night cycle providing excellent immersion. The visual variety in the dungeons and cities kept me interested as I trekked across the land of Sanctuary. I played the beta on my PlayStation 5 on World Tier 2 Veteran difficulty. My goal was to reach level 20 so I could redeem the Wolf Pack reward, which grants a small pet wolf. I did not regret my choice for difficulty level. A few times I battled all the way through a dungeon only to get repeatedly murdered by a boss. This mostly happened on side quests and only once during the main campaign. When this happened, I just moved to a different side quest and grinded for level ups and better gear. The controls were very solid on PlayStation 5. Assigning different spells to various buttons was easy and movement felt smooth and responsive. I tend to associate Blizzard games with PC, but I was happy playing on console and did not find myself missing my keyboard and mouse. While I had flawless performance during the closed beta, this changed during the open beta. I speculate that this is most likely due to server strain from increased player count. After running in place or against the invisible wall for a few moments, the map seemed to load and I was able to move freely again across the open world. This was a minor immersion-breaking inconvenience and not game-breaking for me. Overall, the game rarely seemed to stutter, and I experienced no crashes during the 10 hours of gameplay I had across multiple sessions. My hope is that Blizzard will work to optimize the service as players fill the servers. I am not an MMORPG gamer, so I did not interact with any players other than to randomly wave at one player in a city. I did stumble upon a few random challenges triggered by other players. I was grateful that these challenges were optional, as I found it easy to walk out of the battle area and resume my solo quest. I did complete a few of these battles with other players and collected a good bit of loot. The story of the Herodrum battling Lilith feels grand in scale. I appreciated that her influence on characters in the story provided personal stakes beyond just the threat she poses to the world of Sanctuary. She seduces curious minds to corruption by offering them forbidden knowledge. The strong writing not only covers the main campaign, but also the side quests. I enjoyed one particular quest where a man haunted by the ghost of his son asked me to put his spirit to rest. The quest helped to reinforce the cruelty of the world as I learned how an innocent boy was charged with murder and sentenced to live in a prison, later abandoned by the guards who sealed it and left the prisoners to starve to death. During the main campaign, I found myself accompanied by NPC characters at various times. I found their behavior to be well balanced as they helped me slay monsters without making me feel that they were useless companions or overpowered to the point of outshining my character. The dialogue and vocal performances gave these characters depth and added to the story. The world of Diablo IV is dark, and vocal performances match the desperate tone of the story. I love the atmosphere created by the sound effects and musical scores, even if nothing proved to be as memorable as the original Tristram theme from the first game. The most negative aspect of the beta for me was how repetitive the dungeons felt after fighting what felt like the same group of enemies across multiple floors. A few times during side quests I found myself thinking that this is a lot of grinding, but I kept pushing in hopes of finding better gear. During one particularly long mission on the main campaign, I did start to lose interest as the map and enemies felt very repetitive. Only the story kept me going, as during the same mission I encountered a boss that was very difficult for me to defeat. My only concerns beyond potential repetitiveness and minor server performance relate to the potential inclusion of microtransactions. There is a season pass for the game, which does not worry me. I'm fine with paying for additional story-based content or more dungeons and quests, but I do not like the idea of an in-game currency purchasable with real-world money. I can easily imagine Blizzard adding such a system after the most recent Diablo mobile game. While exploring the shops throughout the towns, I found the option to forge new cosmetic appearances by giving duplicate items to a blacksmith. It is not too much of a stretch of the imagination for Blizzard to one day charge for unique or rare items. I hope this will not be the case, or that if it is, then maybe it will not ruin the experience too much. Having considered the positive and negative aspects, I'm going to pre-purchase the full game for PlayStation 5. Overall, I had a great time, and I want to explore further in this world. I do plan to play in the Server Slam event this weekend. So if you happen to be playing this weekend, keep an eye out for McGeeTV. That'll be me. Thanks for tuning in.